Up next, I'd like to talk about transforming things in Photoshop. Throughout this series, we've really done a few transforming things, but I really want to reiterate what we've done and teach you some new things along the way. Alright, so let's start off with a shape again. And this will obviously work with any sort of photo or shape or layer that you have. But I would like to start with a shape, so I'm just going to make just a random rectangle here. Black is fine, that'll do. Okay, so as I've told you about transforming so far, is that whenever you have the shape selected, going Command T, which brings up that transforming box. And here you can click and drag on any of these points to change the shape and size of your rectangle. Okay, but that's about the extent of what we talked about. I want to kind of dive a little bit deeper now. So once you have this box open, if you want to warp it a little bit, you can hold down Command and then go right over any of these points, and you can kind of push and pull and move different points like so. So again, I'm holding down Command while I do this, and it really makes interesting perspective-ish things happen, which is pretty neat. So you could change it into like that if you wanted to, and then press Enter, or you could double click in there to go back to your shape. Okay, so let's do something else. So let's make a new rectangle. That's perfect, that will do. Okay, so let's go Edit, Transform, and now let's do things this way. So again, we could do something called perspective, which is really nice, and we can kind of do presets. So see how my mouse is moving, but it's only moving certain ways? That's because Photoshop's being smart about it and only let us doing certain perspective things. So you can see what's happening here is pretty neat. They're kind of retaining certain things for us so that our perspective is staying intact, and that's pretty cool. Again, I'll do more perspective for you because this is very interesting. So we'll go Edit, Transform, Perspective. And now it's like almost like going off into a horizon with a horizon line. So we could do things like that, or it's going off in the distance that way. And it's really quite nice, isn't it? It's easy. Photoshop's making it easy for us to do perspective work. I don't do much perspective with my job, but I can see that a lot of illustrators definitely do this. Okay, so lastly, I want to show you how we can flip things and rotate them. For this, I'm going to need an image. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, to embed an image in here. I have an image on my desktop of my friend Brooke. Okay, so I'm going to press Enter or double click. Alright, so we have Brooke here. Say we wanted to flip her and make her part on the other side, for instance. So she's just reversed. So her hand pointing up is going to be over here and her part will be on the other side. So we'll go Edit, Transform, and then Flip Horizontal. And that flips Brooke right across, which is quite nice, right? Okay, so if we wanted to rotate the entire image, we could do that as well with the Transform thing. So Transform, rotate 90 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise or 180 degrees. So if I wanted to turn her 180 degrees, I could, but let's just rotate her 90 degrees. And that just rotates her, which is quite nice. The other way to rotate would be to, let's zoom out a little bit, is to do Command T again to bring up that transform bounding box. And then I would go to the corner where I see that little round arrow around any of the corners. And I can now click and drag and rotate Brooke this way. Okay? Or if I want to make sure that it doesn't end up kind of almost perfect but not quite, I can hold down Shift while I rotate and it snaps to all of the main degree points. So this is a perfect 90 degrees, and that way it's always going to look perfect and nice rather than being some sort of weird angular integer. Okay, so I'm going to put her back to how she was. Just like that. Press Enter. And there, now Brooke is back to the way she was, and everything's good. So that is transforming. I transform everything, and it's something that I probably use more often than anything else. And it's definitely something that will become second nature to you as you use Photoshop more.